Hey there guys, and welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming Netflix movie called The Electric State. I think this is a movie that's been flying under a lot of people's radars. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't really hear a lot of hype, buzz or anticipation, which is a shame. I mean, it's got Star-Lord Chris Pratt, we've got Millie Bobby Brown, two great actors, and I mean, in the trailer, the chemistry looks fun. We've got these kind of dystopian robots that have this kind of Disney kind of tone to the robots, and the comedy looks fun, some of the action looks great, I think the CGI looks fun, and yeah, I think it looks like a fun movie, and it's something I'm excited to watch. So let's get into this article, let's break down some of this information, we'll take a look at this trailer as well as we're talking about the movie. So this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. The Electric State, Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt rage with the machines in a final trailer. So Netflix has released the final trailer for a new poster for The Electric State, a new sci-fi adventure from Joe and Anthony Russo, starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. Obviously, we've got the Russo Brothers from Marvel, the Avengers movies, coming in here to direct as well, which is part of another reason to be excited. So before they return to the MCU for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, director Joe and Anthony Russo are set to bring us adaptation of Simon Stellenhag's, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, I do apologise, Simon Stellenhag's acclaimed post-apocalyptic graphic novel, The Electric State. Netflix has now released the final trailer and new poster for the sci-fi adventure, which will take us on an alternate version of the 1990s where sentient robots and humans once coexisted peacefully until a mysterious uprising changed everything. Yeah, I really like the design of the robots. They look kind of charming, they look kind of scary, but it's definitely kind of post-apocalyptic, almost a little bit of a steampunk kind of vibe going on there as well. I mean, Chris Pratt's hair is doing all kinds of wild things in the trailer. I've seen comments on other trailers saying that his wig looks really bad, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, the CGI looks great, I think, and like I already said, the chemistry between the two main characters, I think, looks kind of fun. So Millie Bobby Brown, obviously from Stranger Things and Damsel, plays Michelle, an orphan teenager attempting to navigate a perilous world where robots, once considered a vital part of society, are now in exile. On her travels, Michelle meets Cosmo, a robot who claims to be her deceased younger brother, Christopher. So Michelle embarks on a cross-country journey through the American Southwest to find her brother, she believed to be dead, joining forces with a smuggler named Keats, obviously played by Chris Pratt, and his robot sidekick, Herman, voiced by Anthony Mackie, as they venture into the exclusion zone, a remote desert area where the robots now live in hiding. So yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. I mean, that sounds like a great kind of little narrative there, but it all comes down to the writing. Is it going to have some good writing in there? Are we going to have characters that we actually care about? Or is it just going to be a surface level movie where kind of we have these kind of thin, shallow characters, and then we have a bit of a robot kind of CGI kind of battles in the background? We'll have to wait and see. But it's just something that I think is exciting. And like I say, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But everything that I've seen in the marketing, I think it looks quite fun. Is it something that's like really at the top of my radar for the rest of the year? No, it's not something that's going to be in the top sort of 10 movies of the year for me. But it's definitely something that I think is worth checking out for movie fans anyway. So, quote, it's an action-adventure comedy, but it's also very poignant, and there are intense themes reminiscent of the tones that we played with in the work we did with Marvel, Joe Russo told Entertainment Weekly in a recent interview. It's a big, commercially appealing film that hopefully touches on some intense subjects in a way that gives us a very rich storytelling experience. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot to do with, like, political issues in here, and you know, there's going to be emotional kind of avenues about where people belong, and kind of the robots are in hiding. It's going to be a lot to do with kind of, what's the word, like, almost to do with, like, political kind of subjects, but they're kind of using the robots to kind of fill those political kind of narratives, and there's going to be kind of like a moral of the story kind of, you know, put in there somewhere, and we'll have to see exactly how that angle of the movie plays out. So Millie plays a character who has lost her family in a war but realises her brother may still be alive. Anthony adds she begins a cross-country road trip through the American West looking for her brother. Along the way, she encounters the character played by Chris Pratt, who becomes an ally in her quest. They become partners in crime, so to speak. The social media and review embargo for The Electric State lifts later this week, and so it should be interesting. Yeah, as soon as the review embargo lifts and we get the first reactions, I'll make sure I'll update all you guys on the channel for the first reactions. That way we get an even better kind of understanding about how this movie is being viewed when it comes to those reactions. So it'd be exciting to see what people are saying when those drop. So check out the trailer. Obviously, we've been taking a look at the trailer as we've been talking about the movie. We have this poster here. So we have Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, two great actors. I love seeing these guys crop up in pretty much anything that they're in. They're always fun to see on screen. But to see them working together, I think is going to be a really fun piece of chemistry between the characters. Then we have these kind of really fun robots. Again, kind of almost like Disney-esque type robots, where they're kind of a bit creepy. You know when you've been to a big Disney park and you see the animatronics and they're supposed to look kid-friendly, but then on the flip side, they look really kind of creepy at the same time. That's the kind of vibe these robots give me. But I think this guy on the left here, I'm not sure what the name of this robot is, but the one that Chris Pratt is leaning on, I think he's going to be the kind of comedic character from what we've seen in the trailers. And it's going to be great. Seeing the chemistry between Chris Pratt and his robot friend, I think it's going to be fun. The Electric State, March the 14th, so we've got 10 days until this movie releases. I'm quite excited for it. So the Russos direct and produce via their Agbo banner. We're thrilled to have this deal with Universal, who committed to theatrical release of The Electric State. It's incredible news for us as filmmakers, for the audience around the world who want an opportunity to experience films in theaters again. Also a positive sign as vaccines become available. The theatrical market is returning. Oh, okay, so this is like a comment from way back in the pandemic era, so this is way out of date, this comment here. The Electric State premiere on Netflix March 14th, like we've already seen. Is there any comments? Very unelectric, and what's with putting Millie with a guy that can easily be his dad? I don't know. I think it seems like it could be fun. I know not everyone's crazy about Russo's non-Marvel work thus far. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? The Russo brothers, outside of Marvel, they haven't really had a good track record with their movies outside of Marvel. So, I mean, that is a bit of a cause for concern if you look at it from that perspective. But, like I say, everything that I've seen so far looks pretty fun. So, The Grey Man was decent, but haven't seen Cherry as of yet. Anyway, I'll check this out. Never heard of this. Smells bad. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of people that I don't think even know this movie exists, which is kind of strange. It's one of these big tentpole Netflix movies, but I feel that a lot of people aren't aware of it, a lot of people aren't talking about it, and it's, for some reason, it's just got a low presence on the radar of a lot of people, and I'm not sure why, because there's been a lot of marketing around, which is kind of strange. But guys, jump into the comment section. You see the trailer, you read about the movie here. Are you excited for this? Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, a robot uprising, some great CGI, some great fun chemistry. It looks like a fun time. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look like an Oscar caliber masterpiece, but it just looks like a turn your brain off, have a beer kind of fun, fun kind of movie on Netflix. So jump into the comment section, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback on everything we've seen about the movie so far. Do you think it looks good? Do you think it looks bad? Do you think it looks somewhere in the middle? Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for being here, guys. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. Goes a long way to supporting my content, so I really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.